guys, good afternoon. How you doing? Hi Zara. Hey Oliver. Hello Sammy and Henry. Hey Samantha and Benny. How's everybody doing this afternoon? The sun's out. I'm happy. Okay, on the last story, the last one I read, I'm going to continue it now. I didn't have time to finish. And now we're going to continue with the second half of An Island Fairy Tale. So when we stopped, this is where we stopped before, and I asked you please draw a picture or write a sentence or two about what you could find under the water, under the sea. Okay, what did you say, Zay? What did you find? Any jewels? Oliver, what did you find? Did you find any money? Did you find any gold coins? Benny, I wonder what you found. Any seashells? Samantha and Sammy, what did you guys find? I can't wait to see your pictures. Let's continue. Here's the next page. Abby was so busy daydreaming. Do you ever daydream? She didn't even notice when Bob barked a quick goodbye to her, and his shiny gray body slipped silently under the white crest of a big wave. And he was gone. Wow, sighed Abby. What a wonderful way to live. It sure would be cool if I could go down underneath the water. As she continued on her way across the strait, all Abby could think about was how she wished she could go under the water instead of on top of it. What would you prefer? Why? Which one is better? Turn to someone next to you and tell them which one you prefer. Okay. Since she was so depressed, oh, so sad, Abby wasn't sailing along with her head held high like she usually did. So when her friend Trapper, the lobster fishing boat, saw her coming, he knew something was wrong. How did he know something was wrong? Can you tell when something's wrong with someone that you know? How can you tell? Okay. Ahoy, Abby, he tooted as he motored over to meet her. You're not looking as ship-shape as usual today. What's the problem? Sprung a leak? Get it? What does that mean? He knew something was the matter. Turn the page. Oh, hi, Trapper, Abby sighed. No leaks here. I'm as solid as ever, but I've been wishing I could go under the water like Bob can. Do you ever wish there's something you could do that someone else can do? What is that? What have you wished before? I have too. I've had that feeling. I've wished that I could do something someone else could do. What? Gasped Trapper. Under the water? Why, that's a boat's worst nightmare. Abby, you don't mean you want to sink? What was he worried about? Oh my gosh. No, Trapper, not sink, Abby reassured him. I just want to travel around underwater instead of on top of it. Trapper relaxed a little when he heard that, but he still couldn't believe his ears. Why in the world would such a fine ship ever want to go underneath the water, he asked Abby. If you were you, but when cruising around under the ocean, then you wouldn't be a ferry anymore. You'd be what would he be? Sammy, do you know? Samantha, what would it be called, the boat that goes under the water? Right, a submarine. Do you really want to be a submarine? Jeepers, I never thought about it that way, Trapper, Abby remarked. I sure would look funny with one of those big periscopes coming out of my head. What's a periscope? What does a periscope do? Have you ever swum under the water and had something coming up to help you breathe? Oh, I just gave the answer away. Next page. Not only that, Abby, Trapper went on to say, but did you ever stop to think about what you'd have to give up? Submarines don't go sailing around soaking up the sun on bright summer days. They're always under the water. And if you were anything but the ferry boat that you are, you couldn't carry all those cars and trucks and people. You couldn't help people get to where they want to go anymore. How would you like that, Abby? Oh, Trapper, that would be no fun at all, cried Abby. I really like carrying people back and forth. My job is important, and people need me, even though I'm sure it must be really neat to fly and super to swim under the sea. I think I better stay where I am. When he was certain Abby wasn't having any more silly ideas about going under the water, Trapper said his goodbyes. He turned himself around and headed back to the island with his day's catch. How's Abby feeling now? What does Abby do all day? And how is that helpful to people? Think about that. Tell somebody next to you how that is helpful to be a ferry boat. Last page. As she neared the Cape Tormentine harbor and slowed her engines down to carefully pull herself into the dock, Abby chuckled to herself about what silly thoughts had been going through her mind. That flying is strictly for the birds. That's a funny saying. She decided, and if the only way for a ferry boat to see what goes on under the ocean is to sink, then I'll just stay right where I am, on top of the water and under the big blue sky. So, what did Abby decide in the end? Throughout the book, did you notice each time she talked to somebody, then what did she think about? Did you ever think about doing something different than what you do when you talk to someone else and see what they're doing? Yeah, that's natural. But in the end, she ended up liking being herself. Do you like being yourself? What do you like about you? What can you do that you're proud of? So, I hope you enjoyed the story, An Island Fairy Tale. And if you have time, I'd love for you to write me some sentences, or a little storybook if you can make one, about being you. Can you write the things that you do and that you're good at and that you enjoy by being just you? Zara, how is it being Zara? Oliver, what do you like about being Oliver? Benny, Samantha, what do you like about you? And Sam and Henry, what are your good points? What is so good about being yourself? You can tell it from your own point of view, or if you want to use your imagination, like Sammy, you could take the point of view of your pet. It could be Lippy. How is life being Lippy, being a leopard gecko? And Benny, how is life like being a puppy dog? Samantha, what about the birds that your grandma has? What is life like being a bird? Well, anyway, you tell me your story, draw some pictures, and write some words, and I can't wait to hear about it. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Enjoy your day. Stay safe. Love, Mimi. Bye.